I say about it?
You said that this was the first piece you took off.
Oh, yeah. That's all you want me to say?
Hey everybody, it's Kaye here from Late Bloomer Channel, and I am back at Bamboo Oasis with my friend Darrell, sharing a few new items. This beautiful citrus, what kind is it?
It's a little miniature orange, about the size of a ping pong ball.
It smells absolutely, I smelled it when I walked out the door. It is so intense. It smells like kind of like jasmine, doesn't it?
But this even smells better.
Yeah, and he's got a Meyer lemon right behind him. So I just wanted to show you a few things, but Darrell has completed your grotto, right? Could you say that?
Well, the grotto part's done.
Yeah. So,
and the new thing's done, but there's things to go in between that aren't done.
Well, it's never going to be completely done. Yeah, a garden is never, what did I always used to say? A garden is never finished, and it's never perfect, and it's never done.
But the rock walls they can get done. I'm not going to have this forever.
That's why we're here today. That's why we're here today. I wanted to show you this beautiful rock wall, but when we got over here, the light wasn't great on the grotto, so I'm going to come back and get another shot of that. But we also wanted to see, you don't get to see citrus in bloom like this very often. And also the pineapple, we're going to take a look at that also. So much to see here at Bamboo Oasis. Of course, you have Petey, you can't miss Petey.
This one right here, this is the biggest piece that I got on the pallet. They had it sitting right on the very top.
And how heavy is that?
Extremely. I would use the word extremely.
How did you move it?
Me, myself, and I, all by myself. I kind of, got it off to the ground. Oh, no, I didn't. That's right. I set the wheelbarrow right up against the trailer, and I got it where I could slide it off the trailer and onto the wheelbarrow.
How'd you get it onto the trailer?
No, it was already on the trailer.
Did they help you put it on the trailer?
Yeah, they loaded it, with, with skid steer.
Oh, okay.
And so yeah, I just had to. They had like chicken wire holding it all. I had to cut the chicken wire off, and then I pulled this off first. And as I worked my way down the pile, I noticed that as I got near the bottom, there were big chunks that had been laid in there. Yeah. But because of all the weight, they had cracked and broken into smaller pieces.
Yeah.
Maybe the bottom 3 tiers were pretty damaged.
That's my fear. Yeah.
Yeah. But the rest of them were okay.
How many tiers are there?
20. I don't know, something like that.
Oh wow.
There were a lot. I have a lot of big pieces. I mean, this is the biggest, but I have a lot of very big pieces over there.
Wow. Just try to lift up one corner so we can see.
Oh, yeah? You want to hurt my back, do you? Okay.
Oh, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
And you're going to put it where?
That will be right where you walk into the pond. That'll be right at the entrance. So
oh, okay.
Where I have that rock that you step on, see?
Where's the diving board going to be?
Well, I don't have a diving board. You can dive off the big rock down there.
Oh, okay.
Because it's 8 feet deep down there.
Oh, okay.
But here, right where Petey's standing, that's where that's going to go.
Nice.
So you'll go from there and right down onto that rock, and then it's a sandy bottom you're on.
Oh, wow. Nice. Let's see the pineapple.
Yeah, the pineapple's pretty cool. Those little purple flowers.
Wow.
It started down at the bottom, and it keeps working its way up. And see, what I think's happening, what it does is, they're getting fertilized, and so now these things become those sections that you see in a pineapple, you know? Yeah. And it's going to swell into its fruit, and each section will do that. And of course, overall, it's getting bigger as this is happening too.
It's so pretty with the purple. And are you saying the flowers get fertilized by bees or what?
Yeah, I don't know. It might self-fertilize. I don't really know. I haven't seen a lot of bees on it.
Huh.
The bees are all over the citrus trees a whole bunch, but I haven't seen them on...
And this is the only one blooming, right?
Yeah, and the other one that was supposed to also bloom around the same time.
Gosh, are these dahlias? Oh no, there's...
Zinnias.
Those are, oh my goodness, what a beautiful color. Save some seeds from that, will you?
Yeah. Okay.
I don't have that color.
Yeah, I'm going to save seed. No, this one up and died on me all of a sudden.
Oh no!
Yeah,
why?
this was supposed to make fruit. I thought this was going to make fruit right around the same time as that one. Why? And I just noticed it started looking paler green all the time, and I gave it a little more water. I didn't know what was going, but it just up and died.
Did you water it too much?
No, I don't think so. I don't know. I'll tell you what might have happened as I was trying to straighten it up and, put a rock in it, I may have snapped part of the root or something. It's possible.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, because you can't have them leaning.
Well, it's a good thing you have a dozen of them.
Yeah. Well, you don't want them leaning when they make the pineapple.
Right.
Because I did that one year, and it was growing out at not quite a 45-degree angle, but it was angled out, and the weight of the pineapple snapped the stem that was supporting the pineapple before it ripened. So I always make effort to keep them straight up and down.
Okay, this is Darrell's new, what do you call it, Darrell?
What do I call it?
Yeah, this incredible design behind the stove.
Well, I don't know.
You don't have a name
Do
for
I have
that?
to name it? George, it's George.
It's just so, that was the name of my snowman, remember?
Okay. No, I don't have, it doesn't have a name, but I did do something different here.
So beautiful.
See what I did?
I'm going to come back, everybody. I'm going to come back in the morning so you can see it better. But since I was here, I just had to get a shot of this. It's so stunning.
See what I did? It slopes back. It slopes away from the stove just slightly.
Right, I see
and
that.
And I made more of an effort to have it be a flat surface. Like I'm not that particular on my walls. It's okay if it's a little bumpy looking, But I tried to make this more of a flat thing. And then of course the slate sets it all off there.
Oh yeah. I mean, how did you get this idea just to put this ridge there?
I don't know.
Just
when you're into rocks
sitting
and you get these...
here with your coffee and going, what if I just stacked them all up in a row?
Yeah, I thought that would look cool. I need to set it off a little. Yeah, that's kind of how it happens.
And the thing is, the black just goes so beautifully with the stove.
Yeah.
Now, is a lot of that slate too?
Yeah, that's all slate too.
All of it, okay.
Yeah.
And you got this all from your creek bottom?
Yeah, this is 20 years of collecting slate.
Oh.
I mean, I have some more, but not of, they're smaller than these or larger than these. But to have this approximate size, this took all that I had. In fact, I can't wait to get rid of this one.
Yeah,
because it's not black. And when I find a piece, that'll replace it, I'll change it out.
Yeah.
There's a couple over there that aren't black.
So slate can be a lighter color, right?
Yeah, like this one's got this thing going on there. I might replace that one too. I like the black look. I don't really want this variation.
Have you got some sand in between those?
Yeah, they're all settled into the sand.
Wow, what kind of sand do you buy?
Just at Lowe's, regular. Here's a bag of it.
Okay.
It's premium sand. That's the kind I buy. I buy premium sand.
Well, yeah, I would expect nothing less. Okay, premium sand.
But see, now I'm going to get a whole bunch of this soon, because when I get all this area dug out enough, I want to dig down enough. I've got to go down more.
Whole thing.
And I'm going to put some of that fine gravel on the bottom, and then I'm going to put sand on it, and then the flagstone.
It's called crush and run.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good stuff. I like that. I use that behind my rock walls to fill in.
Where do you get crush and run?
In Cookeville, there's a quarry.
Oh, okay.
You can just get it right there.
Oh, wow. Can you pick it up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, in fact, I'm going tomorrow to get a load.
Oh, wow. Yeah. When you get a load, how much do you get?
Well, you
fill up your trailer?
It's I think it's about 1.5 tons, probably.
Wow. So when we were talking before, Darrell, you said something about you're going to do something this year. You're going to go big with something this year. What was it? It wasn't beans, it was something else. And I said, this year is over.
Yeah, I was already talking about, I'm already looking forward to next year's garden. You got to plan ahead, right?
Yeah.
But I still have to harvest my sweet potatoes.
Right.
I'm not done with this year's garden, but I did kind of abandon it for a good 3-week stretch. When you see the rockwork over there, all that you see over there was done in 3 weeks.
Wow.
Okay, and I mean, that's all I thought about. I get up in the morning, as soon as it was light enough to see, I'm out there doing it because it was cool in the morning, and then I'd have to stop midday, and then by 2 o'clock, this area is in the shade again from that big tree, and so the rest of the afternoon into the evening, I'd work, and for 3 weeks, I lived that schedule. It was all about rocks. I mean, and I'm serious. When I'd lay down to go to sleep at night, and I'd close my eyes, do you know what I saw? A rock wall. So I stopped, and now for a moment, and I did some weed eating and mowing I needed to do, and I'm getting ready to harvest my sweet potatoes.
Yeah.
But I'll be back on it.
Are the beans done?
Beans are all done. I've all dried them. They're all in their bags. They're in the refrigerator for next year.
I mean, I still have pole beans that are green and flowering.
Wow, God, that's great.
But I mean, if they're flowering right now, I'm not going to get beans, am I?
Probably not. You might, toward the end of October if we don't get a frost early.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could.
A frost will finish it, right?
Yep, it'll be all done.
Okay. Do you still have snow peas?
Yeah, no. The rock work is when I pulled, and I didn't keep watering my snow peas. And boy, in the hot summer, if you don't keep them watered, you lose them.
Yeah.
So
that
I had no fall crop of snow peas this year.
Okay.
That's because of the rock work.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand. Well, I can't get over the fact that you've got a yellow hat, a yellow shirt, and you're sitting with your yellow dahlias. You must be feeling really good right now.
Is that yellow, really?
Well, it's in the family.
Yeah, I am into yellow. Well, there's the flagstaff.
Okay.
I spent an hour and a half getting that off the trailer this morning and stacking it here. I put the small pieces on this end and the large pieces on this end. This is a particularly pretty one right there. I like that. I got a lot of big ones, and I'm going to try to use a lot of big ones in that patio area.
Right, right.
Make a whole bunch of big ones in there.
Yeah.
But it's good stuff.
Wow.
I like the colors. I like the
I do
tans
too.
and
I do too.
And some of these don't look nice on one side. Well, that's not a good example, but some of them are real pretty on the flip side. There's another bad one. So much for that. There you go, like that.
Yeah, yeah.
A different color.
Those are nice. I could see how they could break easily.
Yeah. The ones on the bottom of the pile, they had some problems. But I got a lot of great big slabs that did not get damaged. And
you're so good at putting rocks together, though. I would think that, even with all these little pieces, you'll do a great job of getting that.
Well, you see how I'm into even the little spots left. I'm trying to find little rocks to get out. I'll be on this forever,
Oh,
be my lifetime hobby. Oh, there's still a crack there. I got to find a rock to fit in there.
Just pour sand in it. Forget it. Petey's waiting for us. Let's go. What were you going to look at over here? Oh, this way, yeah.
This will be the corn cage. I'm going to make, it's going to be 8 feet high. I'll have a run across the top on all of these, and then I'm going to run bars across this way to make
You got to talk that way.
to make a grid pattern. And then it's going to get mostly covered with chicken wire. I got this heavier duty wire I'm going to put all the way around the bottom, and then everything on up and over the top will be chicken wire.
So even though you got trees here and you got a big tree there,
yeah,
you got trees over there, you got enough sun.
Actually,
to grow corn?
yeah, this is enough sun right here.
Okay.
It is. I mean, it'd be better if that tree wasn't there. Then we get a full day of sun.
Yeah.
But it does get it. It actually comes through there in the morning.
Yeah.
Underneath the tree,
Sure.
for a couple of hours, several hours.
Well, it depends on the month too, because the sun's always moving.
But mostly, it's like the hottest midday sun is what it's missing out on right here. It's 1 or 2 o'clock. It's kind of coming over into here.
Maybe that's okay because then you don't have to water it so much.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got water up here?
Yeah, out of the chicken house here. I can run a hose over to here. Yeah.
Oh wow, fantastic. And so this will be the door?
Yeah, this is the cedar for, I'm going to make a door frame right here.
Turn around.
And okay, I'm going to make a door frame right here. And then this is going to be the walking path all along this edge. I'll have a mulched walking path.
Okay.
So I can and then I'm going to send the corn facing this way so that it gets a little left, or a little morning and a little evening light on it.
Oh, that's a great idea.
And so when I can walk this path, and then I can go down the rows and pick the corn,
Yeah, yeah.
So it's not huge, but it's mine.
I know, and the thing is, if you succeed, it'll be all yours.
It's all mine. No raccoons, no deer, no squirrels. This is all mine.
Before he had to grow like twice as much so that he would get some, and now...
But they wouldn't leave me very much. It wasn't worth doing.
No.
They took it all sometimes.
The mothballs is what saved me this year.
You know what? I'm gonna do the corn cage up here for next year, and down below where I have room to do another corn cage, and I was thinking about it, I'm gonna try the mothballs next year.
Yeah, because the T-posts are all this structure costs money.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, I figure I'll get to use it year after year after year, so it'll be okay that way. But yeah.
But just that galvanized wire.
Yeah, that costs. Now the chicken wire, all the chicken wire I've had around here and used before, I'll just reuse it.
Yeah.
I've even got some more down by the garage.
Yeah.
So I think I can do this almost totally with chicken wire I already have.
Is this conduit, or what do they call
Yeah,
this?
electrical conduit.
Oh, okay. And those are 10 feet long?
Yeah, they're 10 feet. Here's all my little 2-foot cutoffs. But I'm going to buy the things that I can put them together. What is it, Pete? Go get him, Petey. What'd you see? Go get him. Is it Bigfoot?
You know what that white flower plant is? That's frostweed.
Frostweed?
Yes.
Okay.
The lower leaves are bigger. Yeah, that's all frostweed. So this is what they call crush and run, right?
Yeah, it's real tiny.
And so that's what you do
And
first?
see what it does. Look, now see how hard it was for me to get that. When this gets rained on, the powder that's in there, it all kind of sets up almost like concrete. I mean you can break it apart. It's not going to be that strong. But see, normally it's real loose, little tiny stuff. That's behind my rock walls, between the rocks and the dirt. I got a bunch of this gravel.
Oh.
And also underneath, when I start, I put a base of this down and then build on top of it.
Oh, wow. I need that.
And I'll use this for the patio too. I'll put this down first, and then a couple inches of sand on top of that. And
Where do you get this stuff?
where do I get it? There's a quarry in Cookeville.
What do they charge for a load?
Not much. $35 or something like that.
Wow, for a whole load.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
it's like 1.5 tons.
What would you charge me to bring me a load?
Oh, good grief. I'm
Figure
not
out.
in the business of that. I'm
know.
walking around here picking up rocks all the time. I don't have time for that. You a good boy? Yeah.
Civilized people do, you know, before work.
You did bring a rock with you today, right? Oh, did I not tell you that? From now on, anybody who comes to my place has to come with a rock.
No,
And behind the chicken house, there's a bunch of big rocks. I've used about 2/3 of them already. And then I had a big pile way back at the end of the road by the spring. And I had to bring all that. I used that electric wheelbarrow to bring that back and forth. You know, I brought all them in. And then I'm down to, I got to go, because when you need small and medium-sized rocks, I mean, you got to have the whole thing, you know, all the different sizes to mix together. So I'm starting to have to go down to the creek and load wheelbarrow with small and medium-sized rocks and bring them up, you know. So I'm already kind of out. I have those big rocks back there behind the chicken house, and that's about it. Okay, look at the stove, and then look at the canna, and right underneath that canna, that's going to be a low rock wall. And that's the wall that I was thinking we could, you know, you could watch me do it, come more in depth, and I could give you the pointers how you build, you know, dry stack.
Yeah,
method.
we need to do that in a separate video, yeah, for
So
sure.
that'll be coming up. It might be a few weeks yet before I get on that.
Oh, okay.
But, you know, I got to get everything prepared for that. And
Okay. So we are back. I'm back.
I'm always here.
He's always here. Yesterday we were looking at the new work on the, I think it's art, but anyway, that's what we want to talk about. The new rock wall behind the stove area he has finished, and the sun was not in the right place, and so I said, I'll come back in the morning, we can have coffee and I can get a shot with the morning light. From my art background, going back decades, I remembered this morning when I was getting ready, I remembered this expression, form meets function, and this has been a prevailing idea in design and architecture and everything for 100 years, well, probably thousands of years, but they just didn't talk about it. And I wanted to read this because I really thought in this case with the work that he's doing over here, it's very artistic, but it has a purpose and a function, and this is actually a thing. You did a thing.
I did a thing without knowing it.
You did a thing without knowing it. It came naturally. And it says the expression form meets function reflects a design philosophy. Philosophy, that was the word I was looking for.
It's okay, Pete. It's okay.
Where the shape or appearance of an object or structure is intrinsically linked to its intended purposes. Do I need to read that again? Did that sink in?
Yeah, it sunk in.
And this concept is rooted in the idea that a design's form should be a direct expression of its function, a principle famously articulated by architect Louis Sullivan. I didn't know there was a road there. Sullivan believed that the purpose of a building should be the starting point for its design, and that its form should reflect its function, much like how the wing of a bird is shaped to facilitate flight. This principle emphasizes authenticity. This is very authentic. It emphasizes authenticity, where the design transparently communicates its purpose to users and observers. And that has evolved, and there's more here. If you want to do the search on form meets function and see what the AI comes up with, right? But anyway, that's what I was thinking. I have never heard so much traffic here.
Well, it's morning. People going to work.
Okay.
Things like that. People living down the road. You know.
People go to work. What a concept.
Yeah, yeah.
It's such a foreign concept to me.
Isn't retirement awesome?
It's just amazing. I mean, I work 40 to 60 hours a week on my channel, but you know, I'm not retired, but technically
Yeah, I'm busier now than I was,
oh my goodness.
younger days.
It's a lot to manage. It's really a lot that we're doing, and you've got even more than me. I mean, you built a pond, for crying out loud. I could not have done any of this work that he did. But don't you think that philosophy really applies to the work you've done in your walls?
Yeah, well, you know, for the stove it really applies, because I wanted it to be sort of cozied in a protected area, but also to reflect that heat out where we're going to be sitting out in front of it.
That's
there.
the function.
And so yeah, there's the function, and so making that rounded wall just kind of directs it all out, you know.
I remember when I did my renovation, the architect came in at the very end. It was filmed for a cable TV show, and he said, what did he call it? It's like, I think he called it a brush stroke. But he came in, and we had opened up a wall and put in a big sliding glass door, so you could see from the front door, you could see all the way to the back of the property through the big double glass door. And he goes, "This is really the brush stroke. Don't you think your slate, incorporating the slate into the design, is the brush stroke?"
It made it a really nice thing to set it off, for sure. Yeah, and it took, I mean, I get the slate from my creek, okay? It's not like real common, but I do find pieces, and so that's like 20 years of collecting slate. I mean, that's not all I have. I have some bigger pieces, and I have a lot of little small pieces, but I had a certain size. I wanted that all to be similar in size, and I used every last piece I have. 20 years of collecting slate, so I'll keep looking, and there's a few I want to replace because they're not the right color.
Well, did you ever consider that the slate belonged in the creek, and you were robbing the creek of the slate?
Yes, when I first moved here.
You did?
Yes,
Okay.
no, when I first moved here and started doing rock work, I got all my rocks off this mountain behind me.
Yeah.
Okay, and I thought, I don't want to disturb the ecology of the creek. I know, creatures live under the rocks and all. I don't want to do that, right? And so for many years, I didn't take rocks from the creek, even though I'd look down there and see, wow, that would be an awesome one, or didn't do it. But then after I lived here many years, I realized that creek, when we get a big rain, and a big flood kind of rain, gully washer, all the rocks I've been eyeballing are gone. They're on their way to the Gulf of America, or they're nowhere around here, and all these new ones have come in from upstream, and including slate. And you and I have hiked up that, when we went that mushroom hunt. Do you remember that giant piece of slate we found? It was probably that thick, it's about the size of this tabletop.
Up higher up there?
Oh, way up there towards those waterfalls.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way I could bring it back. It was too heavy. Even with 4 guys, I don't think we could do it, you know. But anyway, so now I take rocks from the creek. Anytime I see a good one, I grab it because it'll be gone after the next rain, the big rain. It'll be gone.
Yeah, that's the evolution of the creek, though.
Right.
Right.
Right. Well, it's it's constantly things are falling off the slopes and working their way down, and I mean, it's changed so much. There's like huge gravel bars because I had a log jam in the last flood, and once that got established, it stopped up all this gravel. There's huge gravel bars that didn't exist all the years I've lived here,
Right.
But now I pulled that log jam out, and so the next big flood will probably wash all that gravel downstream.
So how much percentage of all this rock of the new project from there to there would you say came from
the creek?
Well, no, from where did the majority of it come from up there? Over time?
It's probably about 50-50 right now because I did get a lot out of the creek right prior to starting on this project, just to beef up my piles, when you're doing this kind of thing, you want to have a pile of big rocks, a pile of medium-sized rocks, and a pile of little rocks, because you're going to need them all, and you got to sort through them and find the right shape and size to go with what you're doing.
And where's the good place for your rock piles? I mean, because you don't want your rock piles just sitting in the way of your beautiful garden.
Well,
like for example, after we finished the rock piece in my new garden, or Randy finished it, I didn't do it. I had all these rocks, and he goes, "We got to get these out of here," and so he dumped them all in a
dumped? I don't like that word when associated with rocks. What?
He literally hauled them off and dumped them in a low spot on the back of the shop, which I'm questioning now if we should have done that. He didn't put any. I have a bunch of rocks that have fossils. You do too. And I don't know where they came from. I mean, it looks like ocean stuff.
Yeah, this used to be one, supposedly.
Yeah, so anyway, I still have those, but anything that he didn't think he could use that was broken. Sometimes you'll have a really great rock and you start to place it and a corner of it will break off. And then you've got this jagged corner.
Right.
And for the rocks, you really kind of need to have them kind of rounded and kind of polished into that shape, right?
I don't like them.
Oh, you don't?
No, the rounded ones are harder to build a wall with.
I don't mean rounded. I just mean...
I need flat surfaces. Ideally, like a lot of rocks I saw over on your property, the upper and lower parts are kind of parallel. Okay,
Yeah.
that you can build a beautiful rock wall quickly when you have those kind of rocks to work with.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
But so I like, rectangular, angular kind of rocks. But I used, there's round ones and oddball shapes I still use. But, especially for the face, I want nice angular stuff where I can fit them together real well.
When you're paying someone, as I did, to make a little rock seating area, is really all it is. It just kind of gives form and purpose to that section. First of all, it was already sitting on a rock shelf, so I couldn't have grown anything in that spot anyway. So we just pushed the hill back and just put in this thing, and it was just going to be a wall, and then I was going to have a little chair in front of the wall, and I'm going, why don't, that takes more space than if you just make the wall with a little seat out, So, but when you're paying somebody to do rock work, they're going to use mortar. They're not going to sit there and go, I think this one would look good there, and spend all day, trying to.
Yeah, this is like putting a giant jigsaw puzzle together.
Yeah.
There's no mortar, no cement, no anything. This is all, every rock that's placed has to sit solidly, no teetering, nothing like that. And either you put a rock there and it teeters, you either remove that rock and find a better one, or maybe you can slip a small rock under the low corner and everything's still solid then, so you can do it that way sometimes. But the only way to have that wall be stable and solid and last a long time is each and every rock is sitting solidly there. There's no movement of it, you know.
Well, another thing that besides the time that it would take for him to do that, Randy to do mine, is which is just a fraction, a small fraction of what you've done here. 1/10, not even. Probably 1/15 of what you've done. My little thing. But my concern was crabgrass is gonna grow through those stones, and I didn't want that. You know, it's bad enough around the edges. And so that's why we used mortar. You know.
Well, I make my walls real thick.
Yeah.
And so, you know, there shouldn't be too much weed growth coming through the wall. That's going to be pretty rare. Because it's probably at least a foot wide, you know, that whole wall.
Deep. A foot wide deep.
Yeah.
I mean, a foot wide deep. Not a foot wide deep, a foot deep.
A foot deep, yes.
Yeah.
Before you hit soil.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, before we sign off, just briefly tell us what's left to do on this project.
Yeah, actually, well, I mean, okay.
Just sitting there because the camera can't see you.
Well, they can. Here I am.
Well, I already got the one where you were standing and talking about finishing around the pond.
Yeah, it'll go. I got to do the edge here at the shallow end, and I got to do that.
Look over there so they can hear you.
And I have to do that rock wall I just talked about a moment ago. That we're gonna. Hopefully, you'll see what I do when I do that. But then I've got to use the flagstone to make that patio too.
Yeah.
And all that's going to happen first before I start working on the wall again. But now you'll see there's that little dip that's right there between the two features.
Yeah, I think the camera can see that.
Okay, that's going to be, I'm going to have a big opening there. And you're going to be able to store firewood in there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And notice, look, down low.
But how are you going to protect the top of the firewood?
It's going to be like a cave. No, I have a big flat rock that's going to be the roof of it.
Nice.
And then other rocks on top of that. It'll just blend right in, but it's going to be a deep cave. I can put a bunch of firewood in there.
Oh, that's great.
And then look, see that little square to the right of the wood stove down low?
Yeah.
Another little cave. I'm going to keep matches and stuff in there.
Oh.
So that'll be up. But then,
fire starter.
right, once I
Keep it
do
easy.
that, once I finish that, then I'm going to start going that direction with
Yeah.
the wall. And so the next feature I'm going to do is, I've never tried anything like this with rockwork before, and I'm going to need some more slate. But when they brought the soil that I built this dam in, I kept finding these globes, a rock globe, perfectly round pretty much, you know, in different sizes. And I remember there's one I have a pile behind my garage, and one of them's really big, and they're kind of orange colored. Okay, a little bit of orange, not real deep orange, but anyway, I'm going to have that be the center. I'm going to do a sunburst design with that as the center, and then slate rays coming out of that.
Ooh.
And it's going to be really hard to do, but I'm going to try that, you know, and that's going to be kind of
Is that going to be
like, see,
against?
right where that wall ends right now, down low, where the low part ends, as soon as I start extending out, that's when I'll start doing it. It's going to be right there.
Okay.
And then, where that big tall weeds, the yellow flowers are, and you see that slope coming down, there's actually rock in there. I can't dig that out. It's you know, rock shelves. I'm going to try to make that steps coming down.
Nice.
A nice staircase kind of, you know, to bring you down. So if you're sitting up there, you can easily walk down and get a drink
that
or
will be, yeah.
whatever.
You need a railing, though. You have to think ahead.
Nah,
we're old people.
You're out in the wild, you know.
Nah, you need a railing.
Nah.
By the time you get that done, you're going to need a railing.
Nah, that would distract from the looks.
No, it depends on what the railing looks like, right?
Well, I could make a railing out of rock.
You can?
Well, I mean,
That
I'd
would
have
take
the wall.
forever.
I'd build the wall up parallel with a slope parallel to the steps, so you'd be able to have your hands on rocks all
Yes,
the way
but
down.
you could have a rustic, like a cedar log, a cedar pole or something.
Nah, it doesn't fit in with what I'm doing.
Well, that's okay. Well, that's what we're working on right now. I've got
okay.
some rustic
I
cedar
like what you
fencing.
did along your driveway. That's really cool looking. You know, all your little gardens and all the herbs and things. And
Yeah.
That's cool.
Well, I'm just trying to imagine that whole garden is going to be bare in about 2 months.
Yeah.
Because everything there
Yep.
is going to die back, except for the lilac, which is a hardwood. Well, you know, it'll have the skeleton, no leaves, obviously. But I don't think there'll be much else there. It'll be just empty, which actually is a good thing to be able to see that in the plan.
Yep.
Because right now it's so full. I think, well,
Come here,
where can I put something? You know. But I think anyway, we better sign off. We could. This guy and I could talk all day long about.
You wanted me to mention
what
I talked about the water and the water table. With this,
Oh yeah.
It's kind of okay. I don't know if you all can hear the trickle behind me, the spring water that's coming in the grotto right now, which is really low flow because we're in the midst of a drought still. We did have one big rain about a week ago.
It's better than it was the last time I was here.
Yeah, it charged up. But see, what I've noticed now all summer long, like from late June on, my spring slows to a trickle.
Yeah.
The rest of the year, it's an 1.25 inch pipe running full force. I mean, it'll make a loud noise compared to what we're hearing right now.
We'll come back for that.
Yeah, but anyway, I've spent the summer, I come out here every morning and have my coffee. And I'm looking at the rock work and thinking about what I want to do next and that kind of thing. And so I paid attention to the water flow, and I've noticed something interesting. Like, okay, if I come out in the afternoon, it's doing its little low trickle. There's not much happening. And then there's no rain happening or anything like that. I come out the next morning to have my coffee, and it's flowing a lot faster, maybe double the flow than it was in the afternoon the previous day. It's okay, Pete, it's okay. And I noticed that pattern each day. It's like, it flows real good in the morning, and then it really slows down in the afternoon. And so I'm thinking, that makes sense, All these trees are asleep at night. They're not doing anything, and the water is able to trickle into the spring, and I get more flow. In the morning, when everything wakes up and they're starting to do photosynthesis and draw water up from the soil, all these trees drawing water up, that takes away from the flow to the spring,
Yeah.
And then they go to sleep and the spring flows better. And so that's been interesting to see that.
Where do you think the source of the spring is? The beginnings of the spring.
Well, it's not so much...
Where does it come from, the water?
It's just, look, when it rains, all the soil is going to get wet, and of course it's going to start percolating downward. But if there's a dry area next to a wet area, it's going to flow over until they match up. That's how water does. It equalizes, okay?
Right.
So all the water is going to keep slowly percolating downward. But then, like I said, trees are drawing some out during the day and things like that. So the water's kind of moving in the ground, depending.
So you're saying there's no source in the earth that goes up to the top of the spring and comes down?
No, it's not like a well that's coming over. No. It's just all the water filters through the soil and rock and stuff.
But is this true of all springs?
Yeah, pretty much, I would say. I mean, and so it collects. There's little crevices and caves underground that the water percolates in there and starts flowing. And then, if you're lucky, you see where it pops out, and it's on the surface now. So that's why, when I lived out in New Mexico, there's a place called Hermit's Peak, and it jutted up over the landscape. It was kind of sort of flattish on top, but like a mesa in a way, not really. But it was all forested and everything. And there used to be a hermit. That's why they call it Hermit's Peak. And he was a healer, some kind of a magical guy that lived up there. And he would come down and help people sometimes. But he lived up there. There was a spring up there. Okay? And I used to think, how? It wasn't far from the top. It's like, okay, so is that spring water just what rain's percolating?
I think it comes up.
No, what I think, somewhere far away, was a mountain that was much higher than Hermit's Peak, okay? And that water could flow underground. And because there could be, like you're saying, there could be a thing going up, and the pressure from up on that mountain would force it to come out up high on Hermit's Peak, even,
Oh.
You see what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Because the water's always trying to equalize.
Okay.
It's going to be level.
Yeah.
You don't have water, that's why I hear people...
Like if you have two... like if you're catching rainwater and you have two tanks tied together, you have the thing at the bottom. That's what you're talking about. So if the water goes into one tank and you've got it tied together,
It'll
tight
equalize.
at the bottom, this one will fill up
Yep.
till they're equal.
It's just like on Earth. I mean, I hear people talking about the ocean levels rising over, this island is, it's gone up, 2 inches, and it's like, well, if it goes up 2 inches there, it has to go up 2 inches everywhere. Water is level, okay? Water finds its equal. Okay, so you can't, I don't think the ocean is rising myself, because I used to go to the...
Well, they have that picture that they always show, that picture of the Sydney Harbor,
Yeah.
the Australia Sydney Harbor, and there's a thing there, and the water line from 100 years ago is exactly
there
where
you
it
go.
is today.
Yeah. And there's a place in the Florida Keys, I used to go down there a lot, and where you're riding on this road, and it's like a foot at the most to ocean level, and it's right close to the road. And I thought, well, if the oceans are rising, I'll notice that when I drive in that section. I'll say, oh, it's only 6 inches now. Oh, it's only 4 inches now. But no, it's always about a foot down, It's,
Unless there's a storm.
well,
or
yeah,
something.
of course. Yeah, but,
something. All right, on that note, I think we better sign off. This is going to be a 65-minute video.
talk about water hydrology for an hour.
Yes, we're talking about all sorts of things. Form meets function, water hydrology, building rock walls without mortar. I mean, there's just no telling what you're going to learn on this channel, right? Thank you for joining us. Please don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed it. Please subscribe. And if you'd like to see more from Darrell and me here at Bamboo Oasis is the name of the playlist. You can go there and see the various things that we've discussed and done here, or that he has done here, his gardens. So I hope you check that out, and I hope you come back for the next video. Thanks so much for watching. God bless you, and we'll see you next time.
Start collecting rocks.
Yes, make your rock piles now. Yeah, so the government is shut down.
Finally. Good riddance.
I went into the bank yesterday, and the two tellers were there, and they, there's never very many people inside the bank because everybody drives through. They don't want to go inside, I love going inside. Last time I went inside, I had on my muddy boots. I didn't realize
Oh my
it.
gosh.
And the
Tracked
floor,
up the bank.
the floor is spotless marble, And I'm walking out, and I'm seeing the mud that I left when I walked in, and I'm just going, oh, let me get out before they realize it was me, And then I thought, no, I should go back and clean it up. And then I thought, I mean, it's just big clods off my boots.
Yeah, bankers don't have anything to do anyway.
Anyway, I walked in there and I said, so the government shut down. You guys feeling anything? They go, nope. We're fine. We're not gonna feel anything. I go, okay.
Yep. We should have done that a long time ago.
Oh, me.